Sometimes I really don't understand the Chinese government and what it does sometimes with the regulations with video games and stuff. But since the regulations came in, there has been a big collapse within the gaming market over there. Now, if you haven't been paying attention, there has been a big rioting going on in the Chinese government dealing with video games. I'll explain in a couple seconds with this article. 14,000 Chinese government companies have gone out of business due to regulation freeze. China's freeze on video game licenses continues. South China Morning Post notes that the National Press Publication Administration (NPPA) has not released a list of newly approved titles since January 2021. Because of this, state-run newspaper Security Daily reposes approximately 14,000 small game studios and video game connection companies, including those involved in merchandising or publishing, have gone under. Typically, the NPPA approves around 80 to 100 games a month, so the lack of an approved list has ground part of the industry to a halt. China is such a massive market, and the hiatus has caused uncertainty that has led to layoffs at game companies. On conglomerates with game divisions, however, it sounds like the smaller outfits have been hit the hardest. In comparison, Jesus, Gara, companies like giant tech companies, giant Tencent, have continued to expand internationally as a way to balance the regulatory situation at home. SMP points out that Tencent also plans to open a new studio in Singapore under the TMI Studio Group, which is responsible for Tencent's mega hit Honor of Kings. TIMI also internationally studios Montreal, Seattle, and Los Angeles. No reason has been given for the hiatus, and the NPPA has stated when approvals will restart. Prior to the latest freeze, the longest period that new game licenses were not released was a 9-month window in 2018. SCMP points out that the approval freeze happened a few months after March 2021 when President Xi Jinping, if I said that name right, mentioned his concerns about gaming's psychological impact on young people. Later in August, state-run media referred to video games as spiritual opium and electrical drugs. Then on September 1st, restrictions limiting the online gaming of the nation's youth went into effect. While these restrictions were not law and were circumvented, the combined impact of all this, the lack of new game approvals, and general uncertainty is impacting the industry, and not in a good way. So as I'm reading through this article and stuff, kind of collecting some things, I have no idea what's going up China's butt as in recently, but I can understand with some of the things that they're saying, not about video games being an electrical drug or anything like that. No, I can understand because some of the games that have gone to the market in the modern day age, some of them are very, very predatory. I'm talking about like microtransactions. Recently, the NFTs are coming in. Yeah, I can understand it with China. I completely understand with that stuff, and I don't blame them for not accepting most of the games to come to the market. I mean, let's be honest for a second, guys. Destiny, for example, has been nothing but an addictive grind for some people. Chasing after the best loot, all that stuff. Hell, if I remember, there was an article that came out right about the same, about after a month Destiny released, saying they had a doctor or some kind of engineer to make the game more addictive to players so they would only play Destiny. Now, if most of you don't understand or what I'm trying to say, basically I'm going to leave a video in the description explaining some of this stuff. It's called Let's Go Whaling, basically. Now, if you're not familiar with that video, it basically shows how monetization has worked for mobile gaming and can work for the gaming industry. And that's how it has affected the gaming company. And I'm going to bet you dollars to donuts. That's probably the reason why China is kind of banning some of these games, because hell, I'm starting to think some of the games that came out last year were pretty heavily monetized because God, if you look at Halo Infinite right now, it's heavily monetized, and they know they could get away with it, to be honest. And it's just these type of games that are coming out. I don't blame China. I don't. Like I said, I don't blame them. I don't support China and some of the stuff they do. Trust me, I'm in the same camp with you guys. But for them to ban certain games and not release them into the marketplace since as it is right now, I don't blame them. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching the video. If you made it this far, please leave a like, subscribe, hell, leave a comment too. I love talking to you guys. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me rant, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later, fam.